Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope you are all good. All right, let's get to it. Thank you so much, first of all, to Church Nelly, not just being not just for being a member for 26 months, but for just being an amazing squaddy in general. Always here, moderating, keeping us laughing, being cheeky. Thank you so much, Church Nelly. It's so weird. Like, I try to imagine what people look like based on their comments, which is a ridiculous thing to do because you never know. Like, I've seen squaddies in real life, and I'm just like, wow. Especially when they're very, but like, I met one squaddy in real life that like runs a page, and I was like, oh my god, she looks like Kelly Rowland. Like, I would have never thought she was stunning. So, yeah, I'm always curious as to what y'all look like, but I respect your privacy. Y'all probably want to stay private. Hey Elaine, hey Veronica, hey Marcia. Hey Baron, nice to see you. Hope you enjoyed your break. Hope you enjoyed your holidays. You lot really enjoyed the podcast yesterday. Thinking to Rahini and Lightside. And oh, I've got this week. We have an update on Rahini's lovely creations. We did manage to find a option or shipping that brought the price right down. So these are coming. Squaddy hooks. That's what we're going to call it. Squaddy hooks. Some of the proceeds for this are going to go to Invictus and future items as well. We're looking at doing different collections for different charities. So yes, Squaddy hooks is coming. So look out for that. And yeah, okay, let's get to it. They tried to break her. We've gone from this very sad looking Meghan to a much happier looking Meghan. And all for what, really? Well, I think with Harry's court case coming, we're gonna get a little bit more to the bottom of it. I feel like everybody in this space, we already know on the surface level what's been happening. But it's just great to have this moment of joy, fresh, new beginnings. Not to dwell too much on the negative. We have something amazing to look forward to. And I'm sure even people who aren't part of the squad or maybe haven't followed Meghan up until now, certainly those who used to follow her are going to get a treat. But even those who have never followed her and are only just getting to know the real her, not the fake version that the tabloid press have created, that the unroyal mafia and its institution have created, they're already in for a treat. I can't wait. I'm feeling so inspired. I've been bookmarking recipes. Cannot wait. And just this was posted today on Oprah Daily. We're about to see more of Meghan Markle in 2025. The Duchess of Sussex announced that she will have a new cooking show on Netflix. Tap the link in our bio to watch the trailer and find out when you can tune in. Oprah approval. And Oprah also promoted Clever Blends. Meghan sent her some Clever Blends. And I don't know, did Oprah get one of the jams? Can't remember if Oprah got one of the jams, but she did get, a nice little basket of treats from Meghan. And of course, not new to this, true to this, I showed some pictures of Meghan's past posts, and somebody actually posted this. So this was actually the very first post that she did on the TIG on her former Insta. So can't wait to see whatever it is we're going to get on RO. I'm going to be trying every recipe. Every recipe I can. So this was on actually May 5th, 2014. Happy launch day to my new lifestyle website, The TIG. I am so excited to share with you, to share this with you guys. Hope you love it. The TIG, fashion, travel, beauty, food influencers. So I'm wondering then, because presumably RO would be featured in the cooking show, right? So are we also going to get an official launch of RO just before the cooking show goes live? That's also a possibility, because presumably they would want to promote RO with the cooking show or promote some of its products. So this is just a guess I'm putting out into the universe. I don't know for sure. But I'm thinking we may actually get an RO launch before the cooking show comes out, because I couldn't imagine them talking about RO products during the cooking show if they're not out. Or it could be that RO actually isn't featured in season 1, at least, and that RO launches separately, and then we see more of it RO in season 2. That could also be a possibility. And Daily Fail being the Daily Fail. Because what else are they going to do? It's actually just so interesting to see how they're creating 2 parallel universes. But as we're going to see later, I think slowly, even the haters are wising up to just how ridiculous this is. Because it's going on what, 6? How long have Harry and Meghan been away now? 4+ years? No, 5 years. Come to 5 years. I remember those images of Harry and Meghan that they created of Harry and Meghan sitting in a trailer park. That's what they wanted. They didn't want this. They did everything to avoid this. But all the while, in the background, Harry and Meghan were being aided by the creme de la creme of showbiz and tech and entertainment industry. And that's actually one thing that the royals don't have, not in the same way that Harry and Meghan do. And that is the new royalty now. Of course, they have to find a way, to bring poor Kate into it. Meghan's Netflix show released 1 day before heartbreaking Kate Middleton milestone. So I think that was the day before. Was it the day before we found out about something about Kate's illness or something like that? I mean, it's just sad. They have nothing else to talk about when it comes to the others, other than to put Harry or Meghan in the same headline. And no matter what they say, I'm now starting to realize the extent to which, and I think Spare opened the door to show us just how bad it was. How really, the picture you can see here of Harry just withering away in the background, that's what they wanted always. Which is just so sad. This isn't family. This is a cult. It is literally a cult. You're just a thing. This isn't how anyone should live. And they want us to believe that this is a fairy tale just because they live in castles, that this is somehow better than this. Harry went from this withering away, getting discount meat and TK Maxx being a whole prince, to this. They have to make the British tabloid readers in particular believe that Harry is miserable. They're not going to let go of that narrative, by the way, because it's the only way in which this idea of fairy tales stays alive. I saw a piece of writing earlier today where they were, now this is about Andrew, but they were talking about how, you know, Meghan could have had it all if she had stayed in the royal family and she traded in royal life for the life of being an influencer. If you went to a secondary school right now and asked a group of, what are they now? Gen Zuma, the COVID babies, whatever they call this generation now. If you went to I'm calling them COVID babies, but I'm talking about high schoolers. Oh my God, that's what the pandemic did to my brain. But you know, the youths. If you went to the youths and asked them, would you rather be an influencer or would you rather be a royal? You know, the majority of them are going to say, I would rather be an influencer. I would rather be in control of my image, control of my deals, control of my money. Go where I want to go, do what I want to do. Literally, make a living off of creating a brand that is my own. No, but nobody other than people who still believe the fairy tale. And less and less of those are the youths once this life. Nobody with any sense actually believes that somehow being stuck in dusty castles is better than what Harry has now. His life has been saved from a life of beans on toast. And this was the show, mind you. Just a reminder that on the 16th of December 2024 at approximately 7:34 EST time, because we keep every single receipt that the Daily Mail, the Daily Fail, apparently got word from a Netflix insider, a so-called insider, that the cooking show will never see the light of day. And here we are, January 15th. Both the fans and the haters who are fans, are waiting. They really just need to focus on Kate. But what's there to focus on other than the fact that apparently almost half of the public believe that there is too much pressure on Kate to return to work following her cancer battle? What work is this? I'm sorry, what work is this? Was it the work where she was flipping pancakes? There's too much pressure on her to come back and flip pancakes. The Daily Fail has, they've been going hard with the Kate propaganda, and it's quite interesting who is actually writing this. So there's one article from Rebecca English, who seems to have been kicked out of the fold for a while, but apparently she's back. Why Kate needs to put her family, not the family, is in the royal family first in 2025. Now just listen to that. Why Kate needs to put her family, but isn't her family the royal family? So when they say her family, they're talking about the Middletons and not the family, as in the royals first in 2025. As the princess stoically returns to duties being holding, golden cups at the Wimbledon men's finals and riding around in carriages at Trooping of the Colour. Rebecca English reveals her plans for this year ahead and why her health and children will come first. Why are they separate? Why are they talking about Kate's family and the royal family as two separate entities? I think we all know why. And I think by the end of the year, the true answer will come out. I've been saying it, we've all been saying it. A lot of people don't believe me when I say it. I'm standing 10 toes down on my predictions about William and Kate's marriage. And it seems like there's a few people in the Daily Fail who have had a moment of awakening. One person saying, let's face it, neither William or Kate have been really dedicated to royal duties. They just want to enjoy their wealth in the countryside with no jobs and be with their kids. Cancer diagnosis didn't change that. Another person saying, if Kate has managed to go back to the gym and doing the school run, then there's no reason why she can't go back to her normal duties. Another person saying, in the same way as before, she's done the least she can get away with since 2011. See, someone's been paying attention. Consistently, the one with the fewest engagements every single damn year. Indeed. I think there was actually, I'll have it for tomorrow's podcast. I don't think I have it now. Somebody did a list of all of the royal engagements, and something like, there was a high portion of them that was literally just banquets. And I was surprised at that because I didn't know, obviously, because I don't follow the other royals and what they do on a day-to-day basis that closely, unless something interesting, something interesting or something we can laugh about happens. I didn't know that many banquets was happening, but that counts as work for them. Next thing I wanted to say, a couple of people mentioned to me, do we have to talk about the trolls, or is that something we need to focus on? And I always, it's not that often that you'll actually hear me bring up certain trolls. Like, if you noticed last year, how many times did I bring up Kinsey Schofield? Like once. How many times did I bring up Angela Latrine? Not often. I think sometimes it is actually worth dragging these people for filth. Because in 2025, they can no longer get away with doing what they're doing. And Meghan, my father McCain, she has been dragged undeservingly for absolute filth over the last 24 hours for having the audacity. And remember who it is that Harry and Meghan have backing them. All these, Hollywood showbiz folks, they're all looking at this. And doesn't Meghan, my father McCain, isn't a place on primetime TV? Isn't that what she's absolutely begging for? It's what she's begging for. Is she even on The View anymore? Can somebody tell me? Because I don't watch it. I haven't seen clips of it for a while. And apparently she only got that job because of her father, Mr. McCain. I didn't know this until somebody posted a picture of it yesterday, but when her father died, she put a copy of her book on his grave. Horrific. No, this is going to be the year we drag and laugh at the trolls. Oh, hi, Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, who was saying that he, God, what did he say about Meghan's cooking show? I would rather get AIDS than watch this. Here he is looking like this, the so-called alpha male. Please. No, this year, we're not going to make them the center of attention, but we're going to laugh and drag the trolls. Yes, we are. At least on this channel we are, just so you know. What else did I want to? Okay, I'll go to comments and then we're like, let's get this this ugly troll, this troll who's gonna go to jail. Let's get him off the screen. And then I'll go to the comments and then we'll get on to some other things. What are you most looking forward to cooking, folks? That strawberry cake, that looks incredible. I'm gonna look for some recipes. And there was that dish, the fish surrounded by the tomatoes and the lemon, and I think probably maybe basil. I don't know what fish that was. Could have been tilapia. Looking forward to that. Valerie, you said my daughter said she is going to watch the show. Oh, we're all going to be watching. We're all going to be watching. Our aunties have been telling us for years to start cooking, and we've been saying hell no. And now Meghan's saying start cooking, and we're like hell yes. Yes, Meghan. Here's my apron, Meghan. In the kitchen I go, Meghan. Rahini, you said with all the BS around it, all right, it might be rebranded as With Love Meghan. Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually followed up on what was going on with the trademark, but you know how the British tabloids are. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not American, so I don't understand how trademark works over there. It could have just actually been the press spinning things to make it look like it's something that it's not, to be honest. So for now, at least, it looks like, the RO Instagram is verified. And to get verified as a company, you need like all of your documents in order. You send those to Instagram. That's how they verify you. They verify your identity via passport or, all of that. That's how it works. So, I don't know, but that's a good point, Rahini. If there is something going on with a trademark still, that would be a great pivot. Oh, Jennifer, you said, hi, Anne, I enjoyed your podcast yesterday. You and those ladies were on fire. Please keep up the amazing work. Amazing. Those ladies were, or the two main ones were Squaddy Rahini, who's doing the Squaddy hook, Squaddy Lightside, and then we also had some other callers in, Mina, Valerie at the end, and then some other ladies, Yalibi, and then the other lady, I do apologize, whose name I forget, because I think she used the screen name, not her real name. But she was talking about the impact that, Meghan has had in her community. So appreciate them all. And thank you so much for listening and giving your feedback. Yeah, it's always nice to have other people come on so I can listen to you all talk instead of listening to me talk. Rahini, you said, they are also lying. Meghan could not do all of this within the royal family. No, I mean, they literally had her shut down her blog. Yes, Wendy, the UK media are silent on the cost of the leftover royals to the UK taxpayers. And this is another narrative that's come up the last week about Meghan being unrelatable. I mean, can somebody please tell me what is relatable about people going around in golden carriages? This is why I'm sorry. I actually think you would have had a disaster if Meghan had actually stayed in the royal family, even if they had accepted her, because love Meghan and Harry as we do. I think that ultimately, first of all, it would have been impossible for them to escape scrutiny if the royal family is still prancing around with this level of lavishness. And in order to escape that scrutiny, they would have found some way of lumping it all on Harry and Meghan, even if they're all enjoying those gold carriage riches. They did Harry and Meghan a favor. Oh, you said that Meghan, my father, McCain is no longer on The View. Well then. So she's not on The View. Clearly Fox won't take her, because you know that's the first place she would go. The Fox ladies have a certain look. And Meghan, my father, McCain, she doesn't have the Fox look. She's got the Fox woman mouth, but she hasn't got the Fox look. The Daily Dot or whatever, the one with Ben Shapiro, the one that I think he's gotten kicked off. I think the one that Candace Owens got kicked off. They clearly don't want her either. All of the big major right-wing outlets that you can think of don't want Meghan, my father, McCain. So if your own don't want you, where are you gonna go? You're gonna go on Twitter and try and get some clout, only to be dragged across these internet streets. What does she want to get from this? She's gonna get the attention that she wanted for a week, and then she'll be forgotten again. And you know what? If she opens them this time, I'm only talking about her, and we're only talking about her. I think a lot of people to drag her because we're sick and tired of this. But if Meghan McCain opens her mouth again, I won't mention her. This will be the last time you hear me mention Meghan McCain for the rest of the year. She's gotten a nice dragging. Andrew Tate, when he gets thrown into jail, will have a party, and you'll never hear me talk about him again. I'm being strategic with my dragging and where I give energy to dragging. Dragging will happen strategically. But yeah, what is Meghan McCain? What is she going to do now? Apparently, there was also rumors about her marriage. By the way, Tony, is that going from alpha male, king of the so-called alpha male, king of the incels to Gollum? Hardy ha ha ha. She was making roast chicken when Harry proposed. Oh yes. He said, enough of this beans on toast life. Let me wife this woman and escape this treachery. Let me escape this beans on toast treachery and go where the cooking is good. Ah, yes, Rahini, that's a good point. She locked heads with Trump. And that's why Meghan and Fox don't want her. Well, incidentally, on Trump's side of the aisle is probably the only place that would have taken her if she had kissed up to them. So she's actually ruined her only lifeline. Oh well. Yeah, her father's political party don't even want her. Okay. Admiring Daisies, you are amazing too. Thank you so much. Hey Lulu. Yeah, we are gonna start wrapping up shortly. But I just wanted to mention a couple more things. The real reason ultimately is, you know, a woman who looks like Meghan should just not have access to a life like this. So now some of you may or may not have seen this. This happened during the pandemic, and there is a UK writer, a Miss Liv Siddle. This happened back in the pandemic when we were all in lockdown, and she posted this, and I think this really speaks for everything that's going on here. She said, "Deleted Instagram today for the first time ever, 8 years. Don't know when I'll be back. Let it be known that this was the image that did it." And what's the image? It's a black woman in the UK having a picnic in front of her nice house. This was the image that made Liv Siddle delete her Instagram for the first time ever in 8 years. This was what had Liv Siddle fuming. This. A London editor was incensed by a black woman living on an estate, but her anger only made Paula Sutton more famous. Yes, Paula Sutton, who is she's a vintage country lifestyle luxury influencer in the UK, and she lives and owns her estate. I don't actually know too much about her background before she started posting on Instagram, like how she made her wealth. Not that that's anyone's business, but I think that there is always some suspicion and just animosity towards, you know, black people in general when you see images like this engaging in an aesthetic or living a lifestyle that is typically not considered for us, or because we typically wouldn't have had access to this. And that is why the likes of Liv Siddle, who I think is really an example of all of these haters and trolls, are just so incensed. Imagine looking at this image. Y'all, racism is a disease. And being so incensed that you delete Instagram for the first time in 8 years. You know, if you look at the luxury country aesthetic, cooking, like that side of the you know, like that, all of that, the majority of the influencers, you know, they are not black women. In fact, the minority are. I would say the majority are white women, overwhelmingly. So you just have a few women of color who have made a space for themselves. It's not like we're the majority of at all. In fact, when I think about it, really, other than Paula Sutton, because this is not a space that I really engage in too much, this kind of like town and country, I actually really don't know any others. Not because they aren't there, I just don't engage in the space. I will now. So to be this incensed and jealous, it's just wild. It's truly, truly wild. And somebody wrote, as a writer, content producer, and podcast creator specializing in music, art, and design. So this is what Liv Siddle does. And pop culture. According to her LinkedIn, Siddle, a story editor at WeTransfer and deputy editor at Ripper Stay magazine. So she has all of these titles of these top companies, massive tech company, WeTransfer, and she still felt enraged. The title and status that she has is not enough. Is no doubt accustomed to highly stylized images like this one. After all, from the sound of it, it's a part of her job. Online influencer culture was built on images like these. If we're really being honest, they long predate social media. Indeed, they do. As seen through the rise of lifestyle experts like Martha Stewart. Of course, the country lifestyle queen of all country lifestyle queens. Barefoot consenter, Inner Garden, Australian food stylist Donna Hay, British royal cousin interior designer India Hicks, Shabby Chic founder Rachel Ashwell, and more recently Gwyneth Paltrow's group. Exactly. She just listed a whole bunch of women there who aren't black. Anywho, I don't want to go on too much of a rant today, but it's just been very, very disheartening to just see how much people think that you don't deserve a certain lifestyle just because of your skin color or the way that you look, regardless of whether or not you've worked for it. And you know, it's not what we're seeing with Meghan. It's definitely not. It's not a new thing, and it's not it's not necessarily even just because of her fame and status as a duchess, because Paula Sutton is not a royal, she's not a duchess. Like this is something that they just levy on anyone who they think shouldn't be in their spaces, or they think shouldn't have a certain level of luxury or lifestyle, which is very, very sad. People who work for what they have, regardless of what race you are, if you've worked, hard for it, especially come from if you haven't come from privilege, why shouldn't you enjoy it, regardless of who you are? Also, I just wanted to touch upon, because the Daily Mail, of course, is writing fantasy fiction about Meghan being a trad wife, because of the aesthetic of With Love Meghan. And I think it's also impossible for some of these people to understand what being multifaceted, multi-layered is. Because the idea that they push, especially if you're not from a very wealthy background, is you can only be one thing in life and you have to stay within your lane. So the idea of being multi-layered, multi-talented, multi-creative, multi-entrepreneurial, they can't fathom it. They can't. Entrepreneur, humanitarian, lifestyle brand, writer, poet, artist, cook, mother, wife, auntie. They literally cannot fathom that anybody could be all of these things. More so, they believe the standard that they have set, mediocre as it is the standard. So how dare anyone come in and show them how to do it better? This is from JP Konabo, who I think this person is I don't know if they're necessarily a squaddy, I don't know if they call themselves a squaddy, but they write really good articles about Meghan and Harry and the royals. And she said, this is a small part from a piece that she wrote just after the trailer came out. Let's nip this nonsense in the bud. Meghan Markle's new Netflix show, With Love Meghan, is not a trad wife rebrand. Suggesting otherwise isn't just lazy, it's insulting. It's incredibly insulting considering Meghan literally did an entire podcast called Archetypes on the labels that hold women back, and that we can actually be multi-layered. Being a feminist doesn't mean you're barred from cooking for friends or finding joy in simple, beautiful things. Let's be real. Anyone trying to reduce Meghan to a housewife archetype has clearly been living under a rock for the last decade. This is a woman whose quiet power, laid in identity, an unwavering sense of self have made her a target for the tabloids, precisely because she refuses to conform to outdated stereotypes of what a woman, let alone a royal woman, should be. Meghan has spent years proving she's anything but conventional. She's a woman of substance, a woman of action, a woman with layers. Yes, she likes fashion, but she opts for ethical brands and sustainable choices. Yes, she's beautiful, but she's also sharp, thoughtful, utterly fearless in using her voice. Since marrying Prince Harry, she's faced an onslaught of hostility unlike anything most of us can imagine. Hundreds of thousands of articles have been written about her, many outright smears, painting her as everything from a manipulative diva to an ungrateful wife. The British tabloid machine has tried relentlessly to dehumanize her, taking aim at everything from her race to her work ethic, her family to her motherhood. And yet, through it all, she has refused to buckle. That kind of quiet strength and that ability to stay true to yourself when the world is screaming at you to shrink or disappear is nothing short of remarkable. Remarkable indeed. Absolutely remarkable that she survived through it all. From tears to smile. From an era of just darkness to an era of joy. And there ain't nothing that they can do about it. We are as ready as SpongeBob here, preparing a Krabby Patty to cook with Meghan. And with that, I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you so much, as always, everyone. I'm just going to get through your comments and then we will call it a day. Phew! I can't wait. I can't wait. DBU said, trademarks take time. Harry and David challenges American Riviera Orchid can be confused. Name can be confused with its subsidiary America Royal. Oh, yeah, I think I heard it was something to do with it can be confused because it's an actual place, right? Thank you so much, Wanda, for the coffee. Happy New Year to you as well. Happy New Year. Okay. Yes, the more they hate, that doesn't make them the more famous, the more popular they become. Listen, ultimately, there's no such thing as bad publicity when it's all said and done. Through their hatred, sorry, I had to drink some water there. Through their hatred, they still made her the most famous woman in the world. I am so excited for this, honestly. I'm more excited for this, obviously, than Polo. Polo, which I loved, but I feel like the Polo, it's influenced me to definitely check Polo out, like physically. I'd love to go see some Polo, like hang out with the Polo crowd. If I'm honest, I don't know if I'll be raring to watch season 2, because like I don't think it's a sport that I will follow after watching Polo. But I would be interested in actually going and attending a Polo show. Oh, I'm so sorry. You would like me to speak more slowly. I will try and remember that going forward. Sorry, I know people have mentioned that before. Just I do. If I'm speaking too slowly when you watch, sorry, if I'm speaking too quickly when you watch in the replay, watch it slowed down. Sorry, I will remember that in the future. It's good to know that actually you all want me to speak slower, because when I listen to YouTube videos, I actually listen to it on ×2 sped up, because I can't listen to things at normal speed. I get very impatient. So thank you for letting me know. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I mean, this is the other thing. Calling Meghan a trad wife when royal women are literally expected to be mute. Insane. Anywho, anywho, that'll be enough for today. I need to go to sleep. I got work tomorrow. You got work tomorrow. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Appreciate you all as always. And yes, let the countdown to the cooking show and to Aro begin. Ciao, everyone.